Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very intriguing news in regards to the PlayStation 5 and also some really cool stuff that Sony themselves have done, even not in regards to the PlayStation 5. So we actually have some pretty cool off-normal themes. We have some really cool also PlayStation Plus news. We have some overall really good gaming news, although we did kind of go and sass Sony a little bit earlier on throughout today, and I still will go and stand by that one. But of course, when there's good news, I always want to go and showcase and talk about that. And overall, just a bunch of random little things to kind of wind down the basically the night itself. So hope you guys are all relaxing. Hope you guys are all chilling. We actually had a lot of good restock news as well throughout the day, so check out those videos if you guys want to. I'll definitely give you guys more updates throughout the rest of the week, so make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Sign up for Weeble. The bars are $100, get a bunch of free stock and free money. Same with that Coinbase too as well. And let's go and dive on into the actual video itself. So as I mentioned, there's actually some kind of cool news in regards to Sony and also gaming, although it's not necessarily on a gaming platform. And if you guys did not know, we finally did have news on Uncharted. So if you guys don't know, if you go know the video game series itself, Uncharted also did actually go and have a video game movie that just recently came on out. So now with all that information coming out, we can have some fun things to go and talk about, especially in regards to Sony, because it is a Sony IP, and I'm sure you guys know also Sony gets into films and TV shows and movies and everything else. So basically, if you guys didn't have a chance to go and see the Uncharted TV show slash, it's not a TV show, it's just a movie, but based off the video game itself, it actually did go and end the video game movie curse, and it actually had a pretty good and more surprising opening weekend than a lot of folks expected, with over $106 million worldwide on the official weekend itself. So basically, Sony's Uncharted overperformed, which is kind of surprising. Like, it literally did better than everyone was expecting, mainly because, Tom Holland's kind of been in the news, especially in regards to Spider-Man. He's kind of on that thing where a lot of folks are like Kim and Zendaya are basically, pretty high up there in terms of respect, in terms of people want to see the movies, etc. So basically, a lot of folks were kind of assuming it wasn't going to do as good. It's kind of like a mediocre thing, nice in the middle, but it actually did better than expected. So basically, this actually overperformed this President's Day weekend, earning a rousing $44 million over its Friday to Sunday frame, and then also likely another $51 million over its Friday through Monday debut too as well. And that's actually the biggest domestic movie so far. So this is in regards to video game movies and video game stuff in general for over 2022 so far. Now, sadly, though, we've only had a few months into the actual year itself, so it's not the crowning achievement, and it also kind of depends more on the international markets, too, as well. But Sony and the gaming industry are surprisingly doing better than expected. So it's actually easily eclipsing Scream over at $33 million as well, and among all the other video game things, too, besides inflation, Sonic the Hedgehog with $58 million over their things for a $70 million President's Day launch in 2020, Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and Tomb Raider all did overall pretty good. It's also Sony's fourth straight big IP release, with all due respect to Resident Evil apparently too as well, to open above $44 million too on top of that. So it's next to Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Ghostbusters, Spider-Man No Way Home, etc. So it's actually kind of cool. So a lot of people are saying there was a little bit of drama though with the movie itself, where a lot of folks are basically saying it was a good movie, but it wasn't necessarily so good to the Uncharted style, because basically Nathan Drake and he's a little bit more on the older, a little bit more mature, a little bit more robust and rugged, while we have Tom Holland, who he's not the world's worst actor. I'm okay with him, but when it comes to him, he kind of has that more of that boyish kind of young kind of spunky charm, and a lot of folks are like, this is not what we really expect for Uncharted. This is not really the vibe we're going for. And while it is technically a prequel story of it itself, it was it just wasn't really what a lot of the hardcore video game folks were expecting. Although if you're just a general normal movie watcher, I think a lot of folks are yeah, this is a good story, cool vibes. It wasn't the best, but wasn't the worst movie. And so far, it actually, like I said, was expecting doing a little bit more better than expected to as well. So it's always kind of cool to go and see, because there's been a lot of intriguing kind of things, such as the video game movie curse, which thankfully a lot of folks are saying it's not a thing, and we can mainly go and blame the Angry Birds movie because, yeah. Basically, if anything at all, we'll just go blame them for all the issues when it comes to video game and video game movies. That or the emoji movie, if any of you guys remember that from back in the day. But it's kind of cool to go and see how well Sony themselves have actually been doing in regards to like the movie industry, because don't forget they're also have been working on like the Last of Us TV show, and on top of that too, a few other little various TV shows too as well. I know they want to have productions for Ghost of Tsushima, and it's kind of like if you have the Sony IP, think Spider-Man, that does good both in gaming as well as also on screen, might as well utilize it, might as well like make good monies. And if people, a lot of folks out there just know about the IP already, it's almost kind of free marketing because they already know like what Uncharted is, they already know what say like Last of Us is. So overall, it's been kind of cool to go and see video games actually doing still kind of quite well when it comes to the actual overall movie market. So if you guys did have a chance to go check out Uncharted, or you guys are going and planning to, leave your comments and thoughts down below and let me know if you guys like it or you disliked it or any reason on mixed on in. But as well, and also some other little cool gaming news, although we were sassing Horizon itself because we were kind of somewhat upset that so many people were buying the PS5 version and losing money. It has actually still been a good game. I have been playing up on my Twitch stream if you guys are bored and want to watch, but as well, we've also been seeing a lot of folks also buying it. This is also regards to Horizon Forbidden West is the second biggest PS5 launch so far, all confirmed for the UK boxed versions. Kind of similar information we shared earlier on today, but more on the positive side for that. It's actually been really kind of good. It's very, very nice to go and see. So it's funny enough, it's actually been even down in comparison to the physical launch sales. But as well, they don't actually have the digital figures as of yet to go and see. But also, even on top of that, even consider the lack of availability for the PS5s, a lot of folks and like a lot of analysts are assuming that Horizon Forbidden West is going to be pretty much a #1 big seller. And this is also actually them going and beating out big games such as Pokemon Legends Arceus. Actually, that actually now went down to #2 as well, especially after the Nintendo Switch game was basically #1 for 3 consecutive weeks and has been the best-selling game so far of the year. And basically the release with Horizon also coincided with more PS5 consoles coming to stores, which was also very nice for the UK, and realistically probably the same thing for us in America, because we do already have a few confirmed drops. Check on the videos earlier on today if you guys want to. And as well, we still have Spider-Man actually still kind of moving up over here too as well, with some even bigger sales rides. And funny enough, Ratchet & Clank once again is re-entering in the charts themselves, and now hitting over #22 as well. So now Fine Pop on top of that. And also Ratchet & Clank is also Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection 2 as well, which is on #1, 2 on top of that, with the release of the Nintendo Switch version of the pack 2 on top of that. And as well, Cyberpunk also actually done pretty good too as well throughout these just overall normal sales, which would make sense. They just had those really big updates and improvements. So at the end of the day, it's actually kind of neat and kind of cool to go and see how a lot of these older style games, think Ratchet & Clank, think Cyberpunk, etc., even Assassin's Creed old versions, are actually making their way back into the fray, although it's kind of cool to also see Horizon hitting #1. I just kind of wish that people would buy the extra $10 off version so you guys can save some money. But I mean, if people don't mind spend the extra $10, why should I go and care? This also has a following too with Horizon being #1, which is very nice once again, especially with the box office doing good for Sony, and Horizon as well also doing well on top of that. Pokemon hit #2, which is always a big thing to dethrone any type of Nintendo game. Dying Light has actually still been doing very strong. Overall, I think a lot of folks have been enjoying the game itself and game experience, although there was a few issues, a few bugs or whatever, but I think a lot of folks have been doing and feeling pretty good with it. Mario Kart is somehow still consistently doing amazingly, although I'm sure a lot of folks are also waiting for the DLCs coming out too. FIFA, obviously, and Animal Crossing, that for some odd reason just never, ever ends, and all the other various games too. So it's kind of nice to go and see that Pokemon finally got dethroned. Horizon's doing so well, and the game is pretty good, so I gotta give it some credit where credit's due. As well as also PlayStation Plus news to wind down the video. We're actually starting to slowly get the initial leaks when it comes to the March releases for it. So basically, March's free PlayStation games are set to release on March 1st, only maybe about a week ago away from now, the first Tuesday of the month. Right now, PS Plus subscribers on the PS5 and PS4 don't even know what games are going to be getting, but I believe this is also the upcoming week where I think we also get GTA for free online on March 15th, I believe. But for that, we'll actually finally have a chance to go and see all of our actual information, and all the things that people are speculating on are more leading towards a few various things that might be leading a little bit more like in plain sight too as well. So one of the really big leaks that people are assuming are going to be on Shadow Warrior 3. which a lot of folks are saying might be on the least likely candidate because it's the biggest of all the 3 releases, and thus is going to be the most expensive to lock up for a PS Plus subscriber, though, too, as well, which would maybe make sense to mixed on in. Another second candidate might be for Far, Changing Tides, a little bit more of like a mid-tier type game, which is a big sequel from a 2017 game, too, as well, Far Lone Sales, mixed on in. I've also been hearing a little bit more stuff, too, as well, for Elex, too, on top of that. So right now, it's not, in my honest opinion, not the best PS Plus month, although we are getting GTA for free. I believe that is confirmed for the 15th, but I kind of wish we could have a little bit more on maybe the Sony side or something a little bit cooler, because all these games that have been leaked so far have not been the best ones. So a bit more of like a, I guess, a more general news day. Hope you guys don't mind. We've also been seeing some really cool news in regards to Elden Ring, which we'll be able to cover up throughout the next few days, but it's just nice to go and see that finally and slowly making its way out there, because I can't wait to play it. So nothing super crazy more on box office news and overall game sales. So hope you guys didn't mind this kind of more of like a somewhat off-topic video. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100, get a bunch of free stock and free money. Same with that Coinbase too as well. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a lot more brand new videos. Love you guys.